What's up, y'all? This is your boy Gerald. It's the 23rd of October, 2016. I'm looking, it's a little bit before 11 o'clock. And like yourself, you're probably already starting your day. And I start my day for the sun. So, unfortunately, as some of you already know, I'm walking around with a fractured hand right between the thumb, the wrist, index. However, I'm a righty. Actually, I'm not. I was born a lefty, but broke my left arm twice, crushed my wrist, which ended up resulting having part of having a hip graft, fused my wrist. I got a couple pins up in there, but uh, I'm obligated to wear the splint majority of the time because they don't want me to move that. Uh, they want to keep that thumb and that range. They want it straight. However, life don't stop. And for some of y'all, you already know, Gerald drop a stick. Both my rides are sticks. Go figure. And so I gotta be real careful. But lately I've noticed when I wrap it, I've been having circulation issues. And I'm kind of cautious about that because, there's circulation. In circulation, you're talking about blood, vascular, and, not to speak it into existence, Gerald ain't trying to get any blood clots. Gerald's not trying to do anything that is going to impair my quality of life. So logic has to be in place because life don't stop, y'all. So how you doing? You doing all right? I hope your week was fine. I hope you were able to sidestep the negative, speak your truth by grounding your feet. But I know that I want to validate something for somebody because I know there's been those kind of feeling a certain kind of way lately because of all the negativity put out there in the world. You're not crazy. Let me let you know that right now. What you're feeling is a byproduct of negativity put out in the world, in the atmosphere, and you're feeling it. And see, right now, you have a lot of people that may feel like, oh, it's party time because that's their day to day. That's the reality that they've been dealing with all their life, and it's normal to them. So don't get caught up in that. Because see, right now, the devil think he's with him. But let me explain something. Before I do his best work, because the devil's a liar, he must have your permission. Did you hear what I said? He got to have your consent. Because unless you're willing to surrender your life to his will, he can't end it. Who am I talking to right now? See, right now, you're seeing all the distractions being put out there. They're so brazen about it right now because, the mask is, those things that were talked about behind closed doors, those actions that you may have even felt, but had no, uh, no means of understanding or verifying it. Oh, you felt it. That was nothing but your discernment trying to warn you about that person. Might have been your loved one. Might have been. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let me call you right back. Might have been your loved one. Might have been a coworker. But whatever was going on, y'all, it had to come out. The kicker was, how were you going to deal? How were you going to react to it? Were you going to respond in the same way that it was portrayed? Because if you respond in the same way, guess what? That makes you no different than those who perpetrated. And see, right now, y'all, things are not being hidden. They're not. They don't have to. Because bottom line, it is the epitome of free will. So now people are saying, well, look, instead of having being authentic and speaking the truth and being authentic, there's a lot of gaps in the communication. So with a lot of gaps, guess what happens? Impulsive decisions making, as well as assumptions are being made. You can't grow an assumption, but you darn sure can grow doubt. You darn sure can grow fear. And I'm here to tell you, that ain't your story. Never was, never is. But here's an inkling of that. You already seen the outcome. You already saw it before it occurred. The kicker was, were you going to be able to allow the audience or what was going on to sway your time? Don't you realize the greatest commodity you will ever have is your time? So guess what? There it is. Now, more than ever, you have people that delusions have come on. And what is being offered to you is this. Okay, you want real? Here's real. And that person is arrogantly trying to sway you to go along. Who am I talking to now? Let me ask you something. You remember that last disappointment you went through? Yeah, no, that one. The one that you're still trying to, you're still trying to heal from that because there's been some time now. There's been some time, but it feels like it has a life of its own, don't it? I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not chastising, but I'm trying to get you to connect to that feeling. Yeah, that. Now, everything that went and was connected to that, was it worth those tears and everything that came along with it? See, there's a lot of mind games going on right now, y'all. There's a lot, like I told you, right now, devil is trying to do his best work because he's at borrowed time. He know he got borrowed time. He know. So he's trying to take out as many people as he can. You know, he gets off on a person that knows that they're a child of God. That's like putting a gold star on a child's paper. Like boom. He loves that because he knows he's mocking God. These people don't have no shame, no remorse, no accountability for what they've done to you. And they're trying to convince you real quick, why don't you just move on? You know why they want you to move on? So you don't learn the lesson of what you went through. They don't want you to see or take accountability of the fact that, yeah, God brought you through it. But more importantly, look a little deeper to connect the dots that you can realize, you know what? Not only brought me through it, but there was something deeper. There was something more. And guess what? I am stronger than I thought. But see, you're not able to connect those dots until you're able to connect with you. Yeah, you. That person that has the crust in their eyes and the bad breath in the morning, and the person that looks in that reflection, that person. You know who's looking back? That little boy. How about that little girl that lives inside us, lives inside you? Hmm? You think, no, 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 no. It doesn't matter how much you try to reinvent the way you look. You can't distort the person you are. And here's the ironic part about it. The sad thing is, the more and more you try to change this up, the more and more you lose out. Because what did I told you all this, I conveyed this about 3 years ago. I told you, eventually, because this is your spiritual being first, eventually, guess what? The coding that makes you the spirit body, yeah, your spirit. So you can't touch that. You can't alter that. So guess what? The natural placement of what you look like and what is projected out on this earthly realm, it will protect itself. So guess what happens? Every time that you go upon trying to alter your image, your genetic code says, this is foreign to me. This does not belong. You know what happens? So then there's a war inside your skin, your genetics. Your white blood cells are heightened. And guess what? It goes after anything that does not rightfully belong to your DNA. Know why? God's child. So they're going to do the body. The body's doing the work and fighting that fight on things you can't see, the things you yet to know about that has you physically in harm. See, Mac makeup won't tell you that. Those side store hauls, you know why they're so cheap? Because they want you to buy them. You know why? Because the more you use it, the more you contaminate your skin. They know that too. Sometimes, I think Fantasia said, sometimes when you lose when you win. So think about it on a financial sense. If I turn around and flood the market, pennies to the dollar, it's going to move. Eventually, once I build my foundation, I can raise the price because now I've earned the loyalty of the consumer. Business 101. But we don't see this. Why is that? We're too busy giving audiences that have nothing to do with you. They have no intentions on guiding you to who you're destined to be. How about guaranteeing that you'll see another moment? Nope, because they don't care. It's not their responsibility. It's yours. So while we're turning around and pointing and saying it's your fault and they did this and they did that, you understand every finger you point, you've got four looking back because those four fingers indicate that you had to sign off for that experience, just like the experience you're signing off right now. See, listen, you're choosing to be in pain. Every moment that you choose not to acknowledge it exists. If you have a broken heart, It will continue until you humble yourself to acknowledge it exists. If you do not acknowledge it exists, how can the healing occur? You're not giving yourself what is required. How about time? It's no different if I turned around and went back to what I normally do and not allowing my body to rejuvenate. Do you realize how perfect the body is? Hmm? The body regenerates. The body regenerates. But what's required is humility. How about patience? Don't you realize sometimes everything that you need to know at that moment is right before you, but unless you ground your feet, you can't see it? Who am I talking to? So you can turn around and keep passing judgment, keep running away from you, keep accepting things that are not yours, keep allowing people to not see your value and worth, keep playing the martyr, keep thinking that you were given a victim card. You was not. I've never seen a person that has a victim card and in the same breath say, I'm blessed. Pain is only for a moment. It is only a motivation and a tool to show you that there's something better. It is a reminder to let you know to go forward. It is also a somber reminder of what is not, what is seasonal compared to what is forever and what is not for sale. See, right now, y'all, society is using everything in its power to play the shell game, the bait and switch, to keep you distracted by dumbing down your intellect, by feeling and flooding the way we communicate to keep you from what is required and more important, and that's your life. See, at the end of the day, guess what? Your life don't stop after November 11th. But if you're not claiming it now, what's the point? Huh? And guess what? Sooner or later, we're going to progress to a state of mind where people are going to willfully throw their lives away. Well, they're doing it subtly, but they're going to make it so that it's nothing but a spectacle too, because we are choosing to be sold by the lowest bidder only for what is perceived to be focus, but really it is humiliation spread by the masses. We are what we attract, y'all. If you don't like the view, why don't you humble yourself and leave it? But guess what? If you don't know what is required for your life, because you do not have a connection with God first, guess what? You'll never be able to see your direction or purpose. How about know your true story? Do you realize there are 50% of people walking around this planet do not know why they're here? That's where that cliche came a long time ago. Stop walking around being deaf, dumb, and blind. Like the three monkeys, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. You know why they did all that? Because they didn't know self. Somebody will get that. But it's the weekend, y'all. I hope wherever you are, you're safe. I hope wherever you are brings you peace and happiness and not despair. If you are in a situation where there is no support, honor, empowerment, why are you there? You don't understand no one makes you do what you do, but you choose. That's what free will is. And I heard someone say it today, and I have to agree. No one can make another person do what, nor create another person in their image. but God. But the devil's been trying since. So instead of you worrying about what's in his wallet, why don't you be honest with yourself and find out what's in your heart? And when you look a little deeper, you'll actually see your worth in that little girl and little boy looking back. God's praying for you. Know I am. I see your worth. And for that, it helps me discern mine. Everything's a season. Everything broken heals. Why? It's just a testament to let you know not only how blessed and perfect you are, but really how strong you really was. Be blessed.